A battle for the league's best record is just minutes away from starting. Jish, Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call for this Friday night battle between the Cropdusters and Alexandria Aces here at Frank Mann Field. It's a beautiful night and comes after a beautiful night that the Cropdusters had, taking first place in the North Division with an 8-0 win over the Giants yesterday.
Jish, the Cropdusters are absolutely rolling right now. We saw them take care of Big Train, we saw them take care of the Giants, and now they have a third really tough task ahead of them in the Aces.
Cropdusters on a 3-game win streak after wins over the Giants, Big Train, and the Thunderbolts on Monday. The Aces are coming off of a walk-off loss to the Senators yesterday, one in which they tied it at the top of the ninth before falling in the bottom of the ninth. They're looking to get back in the win column just a day after that heartbreak, and it'll come from the arm of their ace, Ethan Houghtaling, a returner to the Aces after being an all-league first-teamer last year. Went 3-0 in 6 starts on the mound. 41 strikeouts in 2023. That was the second most in the league. He's already got 5 punch-outs in 5 innings with no earned runs.
Jish, it's always tough when you're facing a returner in the Richmond League that's comfortable pitching in these ballparks, knows the league, and let alone have the success that Houghtaling had last season.
Especially a returner on a runners-up of the league in the Aces. But Josh Reinhold is set to lead off for the Cropdusters. The righty faces the righty Houghtaling from Western Michigan. And Reinhold is one of those guys who didn't play the last time the Cropdusters played the Aces, although his services probably would make it not a shutout.
This is a different Cropdusters team that played the Aces the first time. There are 8 guys in the lineup. Reinhold wasn't playing that game. Jimmy Kirk wasn't playing that game, so a lot better of a lineup tonight.
That was an 8-0 shutout. The Aces beat the Cropdusters by striking them out 16 times. 14 came from the starter, Zach Kwasny. We'll see if Ethan Houghtaling has a similar performance against the Cropdusters. First pitch. Right down the middle, strike one with the fastball.
Cropdusters' offense is in such a good place right now. Back-to-back games, even though they only scored, 8 runs against Big Train?
They scored 6 runs against Big Train, 8 runs against the Giants. Second pitch misses high and away for ball 1.
But they were able to jump out to early leads, and they got ahead by a lot very early and didn't let it go.
A very important at-bat in the leadoff in the top of the first. Reinhold keeps it on the ground to the shortstop Plyer, who makes the throw across the diamond on time and on the money for out number 1. Great play from Peltier to Maluski at first. To put the first batter away, and it brings up the 2-hole hitter, Jason Janesco, the left fielder from ECU, getting his first at-bat as a Cropduster. We now have an entire Cropduster lineup. After missing Janesco, missing guys like Nick Lukac yesterday, Cardenas, the entire roster's here now, and Janesco is one of those guys who will look for another hot start. First pitch, inside, ball 1.
Certainly a physically imposing presence in the batter's box. First thing you notice when you look at him, he looks big.
The 1-1. Right down the middle, strike 2. Janesco's yet to swing the bat. ECU Pirate steps back into the righty batter's box, looking for the Cropdusters' first hit. Top of the first, still tied at 0. Checks his swing, too low. Did he go? Yes, he did. Jason Janesco is put down on strikes in his first at-bat from in Cropduster Yellow.
2 quick outs for the Cropdusters to start the top of the first. Ryan Boma trying to avoid going down 1-2-3.
It's Ryan Boma up to bat, the 3-hole hitter, hitting .290 on the year. Pops the first pitch into the infield. Down the right field side, Tim Nicholson, the catcher, calls everyone off and makes the squeeze for out number 3. A quick 1-2-3 inning. The Cropdusters score 0, hit none, and leave none on as we head to the bottom of the first inning.
3 up, 3 down.
Aces and Cropdusters knotted at 0. We'll see it for the bottom of the first where the Aces bats get going. Jish, Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on YouTube. 0-0. The Cropdusters and Aces tied midway through the first inning. The Cropdusters went 1-2-3. And now the Aces get their turn to swing the bat. Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. It's Tori Indomenico starting for the Cropdusters. The lefty from Notre Dame had a very rough first outing. His second one, he started to put the piece together. In his first start for the Cropdusters, he's looking to have a more complete performance.
Still very early on in the season. These starters are just getting comfortable, Jish. And you're absolutely right. First time you saw Tori Indomenico, it came at Big Train. Just didn't have it, wasn't throwing strikes, got hit around a little bit, and then we saw him again against the DC Grizz, and he went much better. So it's a different hit.
Velocity and placement was a lot better in that game. Indomenico getting his first start for the Cropdusters after not playing at all at Notre Dame this past season in his freshman year. Took a red shirt, so I talked to Tori Indomenico. He says it's going to take a little bit for him to get broken into again. It was over a year between his first pitching outing of the summer and his last one in high school.
And of course, that's going to be the case. When you haven't pitched over a year, pitching is something that you have to be regular at, to stay consistent, be confident in yourself. But with a guy that has the pedigree of Tori Indomenico, it shouldn't take too much time. Studied in high school, went to a Power 5 college, and is looking to put together his first summer league performance.
Leading off for the Aces is the catcher, Tim Nicholson, having himself another great year after being first-team All-League and an All-Star last year. He's hit .343 this time around. Against the Cropdusters, though, he did not have his best outing in designated hitting duties. Went 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. But he's still leading off for the Aces. The rest of the season was enough of a sample size for the Alexandria to trust him.
One thing about Indomenico, Jish, is some righties can pick him up. Swings across time for
See if Nicholson is one of those righties. The first pitch from Indomenico. Kept on the ground to third. Mac Lewis backs up, fields it off the ground, makes the throw across the diamond, but not on time. The speedy catcher beats the throw. Mac Lewis starting at third base for the Cropdusters. His first start at the 5 for only this season. Probably his first in college as well. He's listed as a second baseman. Typically plays the middle infield.
Lewis kind of did not play that aggressively enough. He kind of knew as soon as that was off the bat, Nicholson, it was going to be a tough play first.
So now it's the College of Charleston product. Ethan Plyer up to bat. Hits it right up the middle. Sanchez fields it off the hot, tabs up at second, and makes the throw to first on time and on the money for the double play.
Big double play, and I don't know if there's anyone on this Cropdusters team that you feel more confident that's going to make a play in the field than Patrick Sanchez.
2 pitches, 2 swings, 2 balls put in play. Patrick Sanchez to that second base bag before making the throw. So fluid, so fast in his movements.
Just such a good athlete, and Indomenico trying to match Houghtaling in the first.
So with 2 outs and none on, still tied at 0, James Quinirons is up to bat for the Aces. The power-hitting right fielder from George Mason takes one low for ball 1. First pitch that doesn't result in a swing. That one results in a swing. Chop to the second baseman. Boma underhand tosses it to first for another 1-2-3 inning.
Indomenico is loving it as he walks off the mound, tongue out.
Took 4 pitches to get 3 outs. An efficient first inning for both the Cropdusters and Aces pitching-wise. We could be in for another defensive duel after 1. It's still knotted up at 0. The Cropdusters bats get another go at it with the 4-5-6 due up at the top of the second. Stay with us here on YouTube.
See Tori coming off the mound.
I didn't, but
He was like,
that's what I'm talking
yeah,
about. 4 pitches, man. That's it's good.
pretty, as I would say, economic.
0-0 after one. The Cropdusters and Aces are knotted up as we head to the second inning, where Jimmy Kirk will lead off for the Cropdusters, the big first baseman from Millersville. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call.
Moving off for the Cropdusters.
Jimmy Kirk has 3 home runs. That leads the Cropdusters for first in the Cal Ripken League with 11 RBIs as well. Again, it leads this only side. But Ethan Houghtaling in the first inning went 1-2-3 with a pop-out, ground-out, and strikeout. First pitch in there, strike one, fastball in the bottom away corner.
A lot of these pitchers that are facing Jimmy Kirk throw him a lot of breaking balls. Houghtaling is the guy that relies on that fastball.
0-1 kept on the ground. The shortstop, Peltier, fields it and throws it across for the first out of the inning, just like the first out of the first.
Guys are swinging, Jish.
We've seen a lot of swings of the bat.
Now batting catcher
A double play at the bottom of the last frame. 2 ground outs for the Cropdusters. Now it brings up Quinn Ahern, the catcher today from UPenn. Had 2 hits in his first Cropdusters outing against the Thunderbolts this past Monday. 2 walks as well. First pitch. Too low, ball 1. Good eye from the UPenn freshman.
Jish, as you mentioned, he made his debut against the Thunderbolts the other day. A lot to like with the bat, also a lot to like defensively.
The 1-0 misses high and inside for ball 2. Good eye from the UPenn catcher. Not swinging at anything, something we haven't quite seen so far today. The 2-0 with 1 out, none on. Too far inside, ball 3. Quinn Ahern has the potential to be the first Cropdusters base runner if he takes 1 more ball. The 3-0. Too high, ball 4. Quinn Ahern takes a 4-pitch walk. Still tied at 0, but the first base runner is on for the Cropdusters with 1 out the top of the second.
Jish, I didn't know you were allowed to do anything other than ground out to start the game.
42,
you might want to relook at the rules, maybe the program, because you are allowed to take walks. This is true. You don't have to swing at everything that you see.
Now I'll bring up Coy Swanson. Just a monster game last night.
Coy Swanson had himself a 2-hit performance with a 3-run homer and a 2-run double. Takes one in the zone for strike 1 on the first pitch he sees. First lefty of the lineup for the Cropdusters. Coy Swanson has a lot of power in that bat, playing center field tonight.
Something we haven't seen before.
0-1. Chopped to the shortstop. Peltier fields it, throws to second, is on time for 1 out. Back to first, doesn't beat the run. A fielder's choice, keeps a runner at first now with 2 outs. And Parker Fry, the big right fielder, up to bat for the Cropdusters.
Both pitchers doing a really good job of getting ground balls early on.
How about
a lot of work for these infielders.
Busy day for Peltier and specifically the shortstop for the Aces. He's now contributed to 4 Cropdusters outs. There's 2 outs at the top of this second, with a runner at first and still no score between the Crops and Aces. Houghtaling's first pitch, right down the middle, strike 1. 2 straight lefties for Houghtaling. The Western Michigan Bronco takes a look back at first, where Swanson takes a 2-step lead. The 0-1. Too low, ball 1. Evens things up with a ball and a strike, still 0-0 in the top of the second. 2 outs and a runner at first. A look back to first from Houghtaling, and the delivery. Too far outside, ball 2. Good eye from Fry at the plate.
Houghtaling all around it, not getting those borderline calls.
Parker Fry did not play in yesterday's win over the Giants, as he takes one right down the middle for strike 2.
Houghtaling is pounding the zone early on. That's why we've seen these Cropdusters hitters so aggressive.
2-2 the count, with 2 outs and a runner at first, still tied at 0 at the top of the second. Fry pops one just beyond the infield. Center fielder Hankerson chases it to the grass and makes the play for out number 3. A weakly hit sky ball leaves 1 runner stranded in the top of the second. The Cropdusters still with no runs.
1 man left.
Just 1 walk to speak of. No hits and no runs for the Cropdusters still after 2 innings of hitting. The Aces went 1-2-3 in their last inning. They'll look to put some runners on and perhaps put the first run on the scoreboard today as well. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. Stay with us for the bottom of the second. We're knotted at 0 midway through the second inning. Cropdusters tied with the Alexandria Aces. A much different story after just one inning. The Aces were already up 4-0 at this point the last time these two teams played.
Really cannot have a better first inning than Indomenico had. 4 pitches, ground balls all over the place. And as I like to say, Jish, extremely economical.
Economical indeed. It brings up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Aces. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. It's Maluski up to bat, the first baseman, Kevin Maluski from Seton Hall. He was a guy who hit a 446-foot home run the last time he played the Cropdusters, hence why he's cleaning up today. First pitch from Indomenico, too low, ball 1, but had a lot of speed.
Had to be one of the furthest home runs I've ever seen in person, Jish, not in a major league game.
106 off his bat, too. The 1-0. Too high, ball 2. Indomenico misses low, he misses high, and brings up a 2-0 count with none out and none on in the bottom of this second, still tied at 0. Cropdusters and Aces. 2-0 low and inside for ball 3. So the same way the Cropdusters got their first base runner on, a 4-pitch walk, could be how the Aces get their second base runner on, with 3 balls and no strikes. No outs and none on. The 3-0 from Indomenico is cracked. Foul to right field. Off his bat, it seemed like that could have been another break out the tape measure kind of shot. A really loud crack of the bat. 3-1 the count, no outs and none on. Indomenico nods and delivers from the windup. Fouled off backwards for strike 2. Maluski got out in front of a off-speed pitch from Indomenico to fill up the count.
Good job by Indomenico fighting back from 3-0 to 3-2. Still has to be extremely careful. Maluski is such a dangerous hitter.
Full count. Swing and a cracked fly ball into left field. Janesco calls everyone off and makes the play for out number 1. A nice play from Jason Janesco, his first appearance as a Cropduster. And he does a job early to put away the first Aces batter of this inning.
Jason Janesco in left field tonight. He has an absolute run of an arm.
It brings up Jonathan Peltier. The shortstop had a very busy afternoon already as he takes the first pitch inside ball 1. Already with 3 ground outs on the defensive end as a shortstop. Hitting .321 at the bag on the season. Too low, ball 2. Did not play against the Cropdusters last time these two teams squared off. It was Sam Robertson who started at that shortstop position, playing second base tonight. The 2-0 from Indomenico. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Indomenico doing a much better job throwing strikes tonight versus in his big train outing where he got hit around a little bit, was not around the zone.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss again, strike 2. Same exact pitch, same exact result from Tori Indomenico to even things up at 2-2.
He's facing a really tough lineup tonight, Jish. There's a lot of guys with good stats hitting over 300.
The 2-2. Fouled off to stay alive. Another swing from Jonathan Peltier that bears nothing. Still tied at 0 in the bottom of this second inning. Cropdusters have just 1 out on the scoreboard. The Aces shortstop Peltier has a 2-2 count. Takes one high and away for ball 3. A second straight full count for Indomenico. Forced to fly out his last batter for the first out of the inning. Let's see if he can get his first punch out of the day right here. The 3-2. Too low, too far inside, ball 4, Peltier walks. That was something he did a lot at Wright State University this spring in college.
From the University of Maryland.
13 walks to 5 strikeouts.
Jish.
Ethan Houghtaling, the Maryland center fielder.
He's really going unbuttoned to look. He's got about 3 or 4 buttons unbuttoned.
I'd go with 3 buttons unbuttoned. You can see full chest as first pitch misses low and inside for ball 1. Very unique look. It lets the chains hang. I'm a fan of it. I would say, you know what? On a hot day like today, it's 92 degrees outside. You don't want to burn up in these baseball uniforms. The 1-0. Too far inside. Ball 2.
I think someone needs to tell E.J. Hankerson he's got to hit the weight room a little more before he starts busting out the 3-button unbutton.
That's a little rude, Jack.
Just saying.
With 1 out and 1 runner on in a scoreless game at the bottom of the second, Hankerson settles back into the righty batter's box with a 2-0 count to deal the lefty Indomenico. Chopped up the middle. Sanchez dives but can't cover it. Right up the middle for the second base hit for the Aces. Brings Hankerson to first and Peltier to second. 2 runners on with just 1 out. That could have been an inning-ending double play if Sanchez could get a glove on it at second base.
Patrick Sanchez play just stayed that went edge of the infield grass and stayed down. Sanchez was expecting it to pop up, so it's one of those plays that really shows you that baseball is decided by a couple inches.
Still scoreless with runners at second and first. Up comes Amari Allen, the lefty. He takes one in the zone for strike 1. Last time he played the Cropdusters, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, but had a sacrifice fly for an RBI. Can get another RBI against the Crops with a ball hit. Stares at one low in the zone, ball strike 2, excuse me.
Allen having a very good start to the season, hitting .333, but did a little loss at the plate in the last game against the Dusters.
0-2 the count, 1 out and 2 on. Double play on the table for the Crops. In there, strike 3, a looking strikeout. Indomenico collects his first of the afternoon, and all it took was 3 pitches. So that's out number 2 for the Aces with 2 runners on at second and first. And it brings up the Auburn University second baseman, Sam Robertson.
Indomenico has to be so careful with all of these hitters. Can't make a mistake to any of them.
Especially Sam Robertson. Went 1 for 4 last time as he pops up the first pitch foul for strike 1, but that one hit was a triple. He ended up scoring after being brought in on the sac fly from Amari Allen.
Robertson can fly, too.
0-1 the count, 2 outs and 2 on. Runner goes. Aaron pops up, makes the throw to third, not on time. Peltier is safe at the third base bag, and the call at the plate is a ball.
Peltier looked like he wanted to go that entire at-bat. He's taking big, aggressive secondaries. He was in there easily at third.
1-1 the count, 2 outs and now runners in the corners. Hankerson with a 1-step lead at first. He's itching to go as well. The 1-1. Kept on the ground to third. Lewis fields it, makes the throw to second on time and on the money for out number 3 to leave the runner stranded at third. A pickle that Indomenico pitches his way out of. We're still scoreless after 2 innings. 1 runner left on at third base. 2 hits scored for the Aces, though. Now it's the Cropdusters' turns to start getting some bat-on-ball opportunities. To the top of the third we go. Still scoreless between the Cropdusters and Aces. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call.
If you get too hot,
Yep. As Men at Work blares over the loudspeakers here at Frank Mann Field, the men wearing the Cropdusters yellow are ready to go back to work. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call for the top of this third inning, still scoreless after 2 innings. And it's the bottom of the order due up for the Cropdusters, starting off with the shortstop. Number 7 from Malloy College, Patrick Sanchez, a defensive savant, and has poked a few balls in play as well.
Both these pitchers looking really locked in to start the game. Indomenico, it's neither were hit that hard.
And Houghtaling on the mound for the Aces has allowed no hits, just 1 walk and a strikeout through 2 innings. No runs for either side yet. First pitch. Sanchez pops it in the air. Plyer, the third baseman, calls everyone off and makes the play on the grass for out number 1. Had to step up a little bit, but makes the squeeze regardless for out number 1. So now it's the bottom of the order hitter in the 9-hole spot, Mac Lewis up to the plate.
It's like the game plan for the Cropdusters today is to swing, be aggressive, swinging at a lot of first pitches. They know Houghtaling is going to fill it up, so they're trying to jump him. So far, no luck.
1 pitch, 1 out. Here's the second one. Mac Lewis takes it high and away for ball 1. Lewis playing at third base tonight. His first start there after playing at second base and short all season long, including the last time he played the Aces. The 1-0 misses low, ball 2. He went 0 for 3 in that game. 0 for 4, with 2 strikeouts in the 7-0 loss. 2-0 the count, none on, 1 out. Hit to the first base side. Second baseman Robertson fields it and makes the throw to first on time for out number 2. Still hitless, the Cropdusters go back to the top of the order for Josh Reinhold to get any sort of offense going, but in the early goings, it's looking very similar to the last time these teams faced, where the Crops only got 4 hits and struck out 16 times.
Houghtaling doing an extremely good job of getting the ball on the ground, letting his defense work.
First pitch to Reinhold, low and inside, ball 1. Reinhold, one of the batters who grounded out in his first at-bat, leading off the first inning, a grounder to the shortstop. The 1-0. Inside, ball 2. Off-speed doesn't fool Reinhold, who keeps the bat on his shoulder.
Reinhold worked such a good at-bat. Always seems like he's in a 3-2, 3-1 count.
Scoreless, top of the third, 2 outs, none on. 2 low, ball 3. Reinhold seeing this zone quite well, and Houghtaling is just 1 ball away from walking his second batter. The 3-0. Right down the middle, strike 1 with some speed. A lot of bugs out here today in Alexandria. We should have brought our bug spray.
Big mistake.
3-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. A nasty moving ball from north to south to fill up the count with 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs and none on in a scoreless third inning.
Great off-speed pitch. Scott Reinhold caught out in front.
To bring the batters up, Houghtaling deals. Too far outside, ball 4. Reinhold gets on base.
Man, Reinhold took a lot of close pitches that at-bat. Just has great command of the strike zone.
Left fielder, Jason Tedesco.
Reinhold, one of those guys who seemingly always gets on base. 13 hits in 32 at-bats with now 10 walks to boot on the season. Brings up Jason Tedesco, struck out his last at-bat, and takes the first pitch on the lower corner for strike 1.
Reinhold, certainly someone we could see steal a base in this situation, try to move a runner into scoring position for Tedesco.
0-1, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Still scoreless at the top of the third. Houghtaling is 1 strike away from turning it back over to the Aces batters at the bottom of the third. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jason Tedesco is 0 for 2 in his Cropdusters tenure with 2 strikeouts.
No runs, no hits.
And no runs, no hits, with Reinhold the only man left stranded at first base after 3 innings of hitting for the Cropdusters. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard for both teams. Cropdusters and Aces tied at 0 as we head to the bottom of the third on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Zero the score midway through the third inning. Both the Cropdusters and Aces looking to dig into the goose eggs on the scoreboard, and a lot of credit belongs to the starting pitching. Ethan Houghtaling for the Aces, Indomenico for the Cropdusters, now out for his third inning of work. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call here from Alexandria. And really, both these pitchers have done a good job forcing weak contact. Not a lot of strikeouts for either of these starters, but the weak contact has really paid dividends for both defenses.
Absolutely right. Both pitchers, very low pitch counts heading into the third. Did not say enough about what Houghtaling has been able to do. And Indomenico, just as good. This is easily the best Indomenico we've seen this season.
It's his third outing, has a 14.37 ERA that was inflated by a really rough outing against the big train in his first one, but he's definitely looked a lot stronger today. Leading off for the Aces is the bottom of the order hitter, AJ DePaulo. The designated hitter going to Vanderbilt University this coming fall takes a first pitch high and away for ball one. DePaulo's hitting 182 on the year. Typically a catcher is his defensive position. The 1-0. Too low, ball two. DePaulo was a first-team All-State selection in Texas, where he hails from. A slash line of 461, 575, 1272. The 2-0 pitch misses inside for ball three. Texas is a hard place to get first-team All-State.
Definitely.
That's why he's going to Vanderbilt. The 3-0. Too high, ball four. The first walk for Indomenico comes against the bottom of the order hitter, DePaulo, who will take his rightful spot at first base with the top of the order due up.
Just cannot walk the leadoff hitter in that situation. The number 9 hole hitter. 185 on the season. Gotta go right at it.
Brings up Tim Nicholson, who got a hit in his last at-bat in the first inning to lead it off for the Aces. Was called out in a double play later that inning. Shows bunt, pulls up, ball low. Runner stays at first.
With the way both of these starting pitchers are looking, a bunt there's not the worst idea ever. It seems like a couple runs might decide this one.
Nicholson had a hit in his first pitch. Now pops the second pitch foul for strike one.
You think Nicholson is looking for a little revenge after his first game against the Dusters?
Perhaps. He went 0 for 5 in that game with 2 strikeouts, already off to a better start with a hit in his only at-bat. 1-1 the count, no outs and a runner at first. Swung foul right towards the bleachers, but fence there to block it on the right field side. So a 1-2 count now for Nicholson, who's gotten a good bat on every single swing. The 1-2. Checks his swing high, ball two.
I think Indomenico has to do a little bit of a better job controlling the lead at first. He's kind of giving one look and then focusing at home, and a lot of these Aces players getting extremely good secondaries.
He has trust in his middle infielders, the runner at first, AJ DePaulo. The 2-2 fouled high. Aaron looks at it, but it falls beyond the fence. Stay alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still scoreless with no outs in the bottom of this third inning. The Aces have 1 runner on with Tim Nicholson, the leadoff catcher, at the plate, excuse me. The 2-2. In there, looking strike 3, Indomenico dusted him.
And Jish, we saw in the game against Big Train, Indomenico, a lot of wild pitches, was missing by a mile. Today, right around the zone. Walked a couple guys, but all those walks have come with, 1 strike, 2 strikes in the counts, and he's been all around it. No wild pitches today for Torrey.
Ethan Plyer up to bat. The third baseman is 0 for 1, grounded into a double play his last at bat in the first inning. Looks at one low, but it's in there. Strike 1 on the fastball. Plyer still looking, he's got 4 hits on the season and 13 at-bats. 4 runs batted in. 0-1 the count with DePaulo at first, the only base runner. Takes one in there, strike 2. We're still tied at 0 in the bottom of the third inning. Torrey Indomenico 1 strike away from out number 2 with a runner at first base. He takes a look at him, the lefty. Deals to the righty with 0-2. Fouled off, he'll stay alive. 2 strikes with no balls.
When a pitcher can throw as many strikes as Indomenico's throwing right now, it just puts pressure on the entire lineup, getting into a lot of 2-strike counts early on.
No balls, 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out, the pitch. Kept on the ground to short. Sanchez fields it off the hop, makes the throw to first on time. The throw back to first because the runner goes, and he's safe at third. No, they got him. Mac Lewis stepped in front of the bag, caught it, spun around, got the tag on his leg as he headed for a head-first slide into third. A double play turned on a careless base-running error from A.J. DePaulo. Tried around second for third on a hit to the infield. So a double play turn to end the inning and keeps the score at 0-0.
Really close play at third. That's one of those things where DePaulo did it. If you do it, you better be safe, Jish. And it looked like a really bang-bang play. You think he got it?
I thought initially he got it. Mac Lewis
No,
playing
man.
really far off the base. That's probably why he made that run. But the
He was
throw to
very
Kirk
far
was on
off the
time.
base.
Kirk made a great throw across. Back to Lewis, who made an athletic play at third to keep us scoreless after 3 innings. Top of the fourth we go. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call on YouTube. Zero Aces and Cropdusters tied after 3. Neither offense really getting anything going. Ryan Boma leads it off for the Cropdusters in the top of the fourth. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on YouTube.
At the 16, Ryan
Boma popped out his last at-bat in the first inning to the catcher. See what he does the second go-around. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1.
Boma, one of those dusters early on that was hacking at the first pitch. Led to an extremely quick inning for Houghtaling.
Houghtaling went 1-2-3 in that first inning. Has had to do a little bit more work to walk 2 batters, still no runs, with a pair of strikeouts. Boma pops one in between the infield and outfield in right field. Quinn Irons comes up from right field and makes the play for out number 1. A long run for Quinn Irons to make. Good communication between Robertson at second and Quinn Irons in right field for the first out.
Houghtaling doing a phenomenal job early on, pitching to contact. He could go a long way in this one, Jish. His pitch count is in really good shape.
With 1 out and none on, we're still scoreless in the top of the fourth inning with Jimmy Kirk up to bat for the Cropdusters. First pitch, a swing and a miss, strike 1. Jimmy Kirk 0 for 1 on the day. Rounded out his previous at-bat. Typically doesn't keep them on the ground when he swings it, though. 0-1 the count. Pitch and a well-hit ball deep into left and center field. The center fielder, Hankerson, runs up and makes the play for out number 2. 2 great athletic plays from the Aces outfield to put away the first 2 batters of this fourth inning.
Houghtaling with 2 quick outs. Jimmy Kirk still putting up good numbers. Doesn't seem like he's quite as locked in as he was to start the season.
It brings up Quinn Aaron. Walked in 4 pitches his last at-bat with 2 outs and none on. He cracks the first pitch he sees on a line to right field, and it lands for the first base hit for the Cropdusters. He halts his run at first. So a 2-out single will keep the party going for the Cropdusters in the top of the fourth. Still scoreless, but now with a runner on after Quinn Aaron collects the first hit for the Crops.
It's a really nice swing from Ahern, and that's really all we've seen from him. He's been a really good hitter in his short stint with the Dusters so far. Takes that one the other way to right field.
And it brings up Coy Swanson to bat. 0 for 1 on the day. Great day yesterday, though, as the first pitch low and away, ball 1. 2 for 4 in that game. 4 runs batted in off a 3-run homer and a RBI double as well.
Swanson is not a hitter I want to face with runners on the bases right now.
The lefty Swanson stares at one in the zone to even things up, a ball and a strike. With 2 outs and Quinn Aaron, the lone base runner, at first for the Cropdusters. Houghtaling finds his command and finds the zone. The Western Michigan righty takes a look at first and delivers. Inside, ball 2. A lot of heat. Coy Swanson sees it well, as lefties typically do against righty pitchers.
Swanson doing a really good job of getting into these hitters' counts early on.
2-1 the count, 2 outs. Too low, ball 3. Coy Swanson not swinging at anything, and it's paying dividends. 3 balls to 1 strike. 2 outs with just 1 runner on. 2 outs in the top of this scoreless 4th inning.
I'd put Swanson's numbers on the season up with anyone in the Ripken League right now.
3-1 finds the top corner, strike 2.
Just 10 for 25, hitting 400 with 2 homers and 8 RBIs on the season. Really pretty stat line.
His 2 home runs are second on the Cropdusters, only behind Jimmy Kirk. A full count with the inning on the line. Here's the pitch. Swing and a well-hit ball deep into right field. Quinn Irons gives chase at the foul line and makes the play for out number 3. A long run from left to right. Quinn Irons puts him to bed to leave 1 run stranded in a still scoreless 4th inning. Cropdusters finally get their first hit, but still can't score. It's 0-0 headed to the bottom of the 4th on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Still scoreless, midway through the 4th inning, the Cropdusters and Aces have combined for 3 hits. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. A big part of that has been the starting pitching, but now the first baton is being passed. Indomenico's day is done after 3 innings pitched. Just 2 hits, 2 walks allowed, 2 strikeouts, and no runs. He hands it off to Owen Basso, the University of Dayton Flyer, redshirted his freshman year and has just 1 appearance for the Cropdusters this summer against the DC Grays, where he pitched himself into some sticky situations but did relatively get out of them.
Phenomenal job by Indomenico. 3 innings, super low pitch count. And now we get our second look at Owen Basso, who, as you mentioned, Jish, pitched himself into some trouble against the Grays. Didn't really have the command. He's coming off of an injury, first time pitching in a long time, and was all around the strike zone. And now today we get a second look at him, see him look much better, much more composed on the mound.
It's usually the case with these pitchers who haven't played their freshman year of college. They come back a little rusty to summer ball. Basso against the Grays went with just 1 inning. Allowed only a single run on bases loaded with 2 walks, a few hit by pitches, and 2 strikeouts. That was really the emphatic exclamation point for Basso in that outing.
Basso certainly has the stuff. High-octane fastball in the upper 80s. Devastating changeup and really good breaking ball when he can get it going.
We'll find out if Basso can get it going. First against the heart of the order for the Aces. It's Jamie Quinn Irons, who just recorded the last out of the top of the 4th, now leads off in the bottom of the 4th in a scoreless game. First pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Basso caught him guessing on an off-speed that sunk too low.
Whenever you're facing a middle-of-the-order hitter like Quinn Irons, always not a bad idea. Start him off with an off-speed pitch.
Powerful bat, and Quinn Irons at that. 0-1. Too low, spikes off the dirt for ball 1.
Basso, another one of those guys, very smooth, low-effort delivery, still able to generate great velo.
Just misses low on that one. The 1-1 on the way next. No runners on, no outs. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Tipped off the edge of Quinn Irons' bat backwards, right into the glove of air.
Good job by Basso getting ahead, and this is where we can see the slider, the changeup, a lot of weapons at his disposal.
Quinn Irons has struck out 6 times already this season for the Aces. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's strikeout number 7, and Owen Basso's first batter faced is a strikeout for him.
So very early on in the second outing, but looks like a completely different pitcher in this at-bat.
He showed no fear against the power hitter of Quinn Irons. He hit 11 home runs this spring, and now Basso has to face someone who hit a home run the last time he faced the Cropdusters. Kevin Malewski, the first baseman, 0 for 1 on the day today, but does have a powerful bat. First pitch inside, ball 1. Rounded out in the second inning, Malewski had a few powerful, hard foul balls, but just yet to put one in play yet. The 1-0 with 1 out and none on in the bottom of the 4th. Hit to third. Lewis dives for it, but it's through to the left field for a base hit. Maluski rounds for 2. The throw back in will not catch him. That'll be good for a one-out double for the Aces to get the party started in the bottom of the 4th.
Really nice piece of hitting, just turning on that, yanking it down the line. Maluski's such an impressive hitter.
All the way back to the fence, Janesco gave a mad dash for it, but because it kind of rolled slowly down that left field line, it allowed Maluski to take 2 before the fielder could get his glove on it.
Always a lot of trouble for corner outfielders playing in unfamiliar ballparks, picking the ball out of the corners.
1 out and a runner at second. Still scoreless in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch low and away for ball 1 against Jonathan Peltier. Walked in 4 pitches his last at-bat, hitting .321 on the year. He's got a runner in scoring position for the second time today for the Aces. The 1-0. Swing on a line drive over the head of the second baseman, down into center field for a hit. Maluski takes third, and that's where his run will stop, as Peltier threatened second, but decided against it. So there's runners in the corners now. 2 straight hits allowed for Owen Basso. And it brings E.J. Hankerson, who got a hit his last at-bat. Another one would bring in the first run of the game.
Sokolsky did not get a great jump on that ball in second. He thought it could have been caught, so he went back to the base and had no shot at scoring on the single.
Right over the outstretched glove of Boma at second. Couldn't bring it back down to earth for out 2. Hankerson takes one in the zone for strike 1. Basso started off with a strikeout, now allowed 2 straight hits. Double play could end the inning, but the sac fly is still at the table with a runner at third base.
You definitely see Peltier stealing here. Basso really slow to the plate.
Runner goes, swing and a miss, strike 2. The throw to second, not there, as Sanchez snatches it up before, doesn't even make a play at the runner, just to keep the runner at third glued. And it seems as though there was catcher interference at the batter, so E.J. Hankerson is out. Stepped in front of Quinn Ayer, the catcher. A successful steal, but at what cost? It's now 2 outs down in the bottom of the 4th, still scoreless with 2 runners in scoring position, and Amari Allen up to bat. Struck out his last at-bat.
And now they're gonna send Peltier back first on the catcher's interference too.
A huge blow for the Aces. Amari Allen keeps it on the ground, grounded to Kirk at first base, who steps on the bag for out number 3. Could have been a lot worse for the Cropdusters, but a catcher interference and an unassisted out number 3 leaves 2 on.
Whenever you see Owen Basso get a second appearance of the year, looking to bounce back from his last one at the Grays, always nice to throw up a 0 on the scoreboard, and once you see that, you kind of get more confident, settle in a little bit.
A 0 has been thrown up on the scoreboard for 4 straight innings, Jack. Jish Sokolsky on the call as well. We'll come back for the top of this 5th inning, where the Cropdusters look to get their first runs on the board. A pitcher's duel after 4 innings. We're locked at 0 between the Cropdusters and Aces. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. Parker Fry will lead off for the Cropdusters against the ace of the Aces, who has been lights out today through 4 innings pitched. Just 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, no earned runs for Ethan Houghtaling. First pitch, Parker Fry fouls it off for strike 1.
This is shaping up to be a really good game, Jish, between 2 of the best teams in the league, fighting for first place.
The 0-1. Fouled off again, strike 2.
0's on the board.
Fry's timing these pitches well in his second go-around with this pitcher, but just can't quite get the bat elevated enough. 0-2 the count. He's 0 for 1 on the day. The 0-2. Too low, ball 1. Fry sees it well in the dirt.
Fry's a guy, hit a lot of homers at East Stroudsburg. Still looking for him to get his power streak going this summer.
0-0 the score. No outs, none on. Top of the 5th, he lines one through the middle for a base hit. It falls in center field. Hankerson fields it, but Fry stops his run at first. The second hit of the day for the Cropdusters belongs to the right fielder, Parker Fry.
Now you're looking for the bottom of the order to get it done. Patrick Sanchez, the 8-hole hitter, coming to the plate.
Sanchez 0 for 1 on the day. Popped out his previous at-bat to center field. He's back in the 3rd inning, where he led off. First pitch. Too low, ball 1. Houghtaling went with a curveball. Did not fool the Malloy shortstop. 1-0 the count with Parker Fry, the lone base runner at first. No outs in the top of this 5th and no score still. 1-0. Too low, ball 2. Nicholson talks things over with Houghtaling. A run up to the mound between catcher and pitcher.
Houghtaling has gotten ground balls all day. Patrick Sanchez really needs to try to elevate the baseball. When you get the leadoff hitter on, last thing you want to do is ground into a double play.
Nicholson just keeping his starter in the right headspace. No earned runs at all for Houghtaling this season. The 2-0. Off the dirt, ball 3. One more ball will put Pat Sanchez on base with no strikes and no outs. Double play on the table for the Aces if they can force sweet contact, but Houghtaling has not found the zone yet. The 3-0. Too low, ball 4. Sanchez takes a base with Mac Lewis now up to bat with 2 runners on.
Really the first adversity Houghtaling has faced all game long. First and second no out, and a thing to note is Tim Nicholson behind the plate, traditionally a third baseman, has caught before, but is not a classically trained catcher.
He's been more of a catcher in college. In high school, he played more of third base. Designated hitter the last time played the Cropdusters. The Crops had the first runner in scoring position. Mac Lewis shows bunts. Did he pull it up in time? He did, as the pitch sails low for ball 1.
Heard Nicholson talking before the game to the umpires, saying how the third baseman, Plyler, is really good, so Nicholson's going to be catching a lot more this season.
1-0 the count back at the bag for the bottom of the order hitter, Lewis. 0 for 1 in the day, but hits .364 on the season. With 1 out and 2 on, here's the pitch. Shows bunt. It gets away from the catcher, Nicholson. Fry takes third, and Sanchez takes second. 2 are in scoring position with no outs. The double plays off the table with 2 balls back at the plate for Mac Lewis. It's starting to get away from the Aces, the Cropdusters, and prime opportunity to get their first run of the day. Still 0-0 in the top of the 5th.
Exactly what I was talking about, Jish. Hits off Nicholson's glove there. Just a pass ball for the catcher.
2-0 the count. No outs with runners at second and third. The pitch. In there, strike 1. Right down the middle.
If you're Mac Lewis in this situation, you just got to do a job. Second and third, no outs. Send it back to the top of the lineup. Situational hitting.
A pop fly will bring in the first run of the day, the 2-1. That is hit in the air, right to the shortstop Peltier. Base runners hold at second and third respectively, and it brings up that top of the order with 1 out in at the top of the 5th, still scoreless. Lewis just couldn't get a good barrel on it.
Leadoff batter.
So now it's Josh Reinhold up to bat. 0 for 1 in the day with a walk his previous at-bat. Grounded out in his first. Runners at second and third with no score and 1 out in the top of this 5th. First pitch from Houghtaling. In there, strike 1 on the off-speed.
Reinhold just looking for something up in the zone he can drive into the outfield. Try to get Fry home from third.
0-1 the count. Fry at third. Sanchez at second with 1 out. Hit well into the outfield. The second baseman Robertson fields it, running back. Fry tags up the throw back to second on time for the double play. Sanchez did not tag up. It takes the sac fly off the table and ends the inning. Sanchez was trying for third a little too early after Robertson made the play. It almost looked like it was going to fall, so Sanchez made that run.
Just nightmare scenario for the Cropdusters when you're locked in a 0-0 game midway through the 5th in this type of atmosphere. You know, you got to make your opportunities count. And when you have second and third no outs, you got to come across with at least one.
The Cropdusters squander their first opportunity with base runners in scoring position. A double play to end the top of the fifth. We'll be back for the bottom of this fifth inning, still locked at 0. Owen Basso still on the mound for the Cropdusters. Stay with us on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman call. A 0-0 ball game awaits us in the bottom of the fifth inning. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call on YouTube. The pitching has been superb. Now both teams have squandered runners in scoring position. It just seems like it's one of those days where the pitchers can do everything right and the batters can do nothing right.
Basso came in last inning, looked really good, much better than his outing against the DC Grays, just commanding the strike zone. Basso really wants to get to 0-2, 1-2 counts where he can throw that devastating changeup. A lot of times, Jish, guys will only throw changeups to the opposite batter if you're righty to a lefty, but Basso will throw his right on right.
Owen Basso, after one inning, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no runs allowed. Robertson cracks one deep into left. Janesco chases it in left and makes the grab after the long run. Janesco ran on a mad dash to his right, made the squeeze over his head for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Economical start for Basso.
Great play in left. We saw Brian Scott make a similar play last night. Always tough when you're a righty having to reach across your body to make that catch.
Janesco, listed as a catcher but doesn't actually catch, typically an outfielder at ECU, proving that he has the range with a run like that. It brings up the bottom of the order for the Aces. A.J. DePaulo walked his last at-bat and was called out trying to take third base on a ground out. 1-0 the count with 1 out and none on in the bottom of the fifth. High, ball 2.
DePaulo, really short swing, quick to the plate, quick to the bat.
DePaulo, a Vanderbilt commit, hailing from Texas, has a 2-0 count with no score, no runners on, and 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. The 2-0. Basso got him swinging, and it goes backwards for strike 1.
It's a long way to go from Texas, Jish.
Absolutely is. 2-1 the count, with 1 out and none on. 0-0 the score in the bottom of the fifth. Basso likes the first pitch. And the 2-1 from the windup. Kept on the ground to second. Boma fields it, makes the throw back to first on time and on the money for out number 2. A good scoop and throw from Boma to get the routine out number 2.
Leadoff batter.
Basso got 2 quick outs before he turned the lineup over. Tim Nicholson, such a good hitter, so dangerous.
Tim Nicholson, the top of the order hitter for the Aces.
Guy you would prefer to face with 2 outs and no one on.
1-2 the count with a strikeout his previous at-bat. That was against Indomenico. Let's see what Basso has in his first go-around. Bunt goes wild. The pitch gets away from the catcher, well below the bunt for ball 1.
First wild pitch we've seen today from Basso. So a couple against the Grays.
It helped to load of the bases in that case, and of course the lead-taking run came across on Bass's accord in that game. Still scoreless in the bottom of the fifth, though. 1-0 for Nicholson back at the bag. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Swung at a high fastball, got his bat under it, and fouled it back to even things up at 1-1 with 2 outs and none on in the bottom of this fifth. A ball and a strike, 2 outs, no runners on. Basso from the windup. Got him swinging again for strike 2, fouled backwards.
Basso doing a nice job of getting ahead of hitters. A lot of righties for him to face. Typically more effective against lefties with that devastating changeup.
Nicholson a strikeout his last at-bat, 1 strike away from a similar fate. With 2 outs and none on, that would end the inning. The 1-2. Kept on the ground, through the second base hole for a base hit. Fry fields it in right field. Nicholson is now 2 for 3 on the day. A clutch piece of hitting and a 1-2 count. And 2 outs.
Third baseman.
2-strike hitting, such a crucial part of being a good hitter. Takes that one the other way, punches it right by the outstretched glove of Jimmy Kirk.
Plyer up to bat for the Aces with Nicholson at first and 2 outs. 0 for 2 on the day, went 0 for 3 last time he played the Cropdusters. First pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. Plyer, playing third base today, was the second baseman that time. Scored an RBI off a fielder's choice in that game, but no hits. 1-0 the count. A towering foul for strike 1.
A lot of these college coaches want to see their players play in a variety of positions, so see guys get moved around all the time in summer ball. That's why Coy Swanson's playing center field tonight.
1-1 the count with 2 outs, a runner at first base, and a scoreless bottom of the 5th. Right down the middle, strike 2. A great placed pitch from Owen Basso to go up 1-2 against Ethan Plyer.
Basso continuing to get ahead of hitters.
1-2 the count, 2 outs, runner at first. Basso from the stretch. Plyer puts it in play over the head of Kirk at first base. Nicholson rounds for third, and that's where he'll stop his run. Plyer gets in standing up to second. A 2-out double to move the chess pieces around the board. Now there's 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. What a turnaround in this inning for the Alexandria Aces hitters.
That's a really nice piece of hitting. Not a bad pitch on the outside corner. Plyer just put a really nice swing on it, and it seems, Jish, and everything the Aces have done so far, the Cropdusters have been able to match. Well, Aces got out of trouble in the top of the inning. Cropdusters now have to do the same thing in the bottom.
Basso had a strikeout and a flyout to start on his first 2 batters. Now 2 straight hits to put 2 in scoring position. And the heart of the order due up, starting with James Quinirons for the Aces. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. But he puts one in play, and he can bust this scoreless tie wide open. Takes one low, ball 1. Basso misses the strike zone after a talk with his catcher between the last 2 batters. 1-0 the count, 2 outs and 2 on at third and second. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Basso struck him out the last time he faced him and got him swinging again. Quinirons hit 11 home runs for George Mason this spring. That led the team. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Really nice slider by Basso on the outside corner. And heading the count, he's got to be careful with throwing that slider again with the runner on third.
A third straight 1-2 count for Owen Basso. Can this finally end the inning? The 1-2. Too low, ball 2. Quinirons sees it well. Ball hits the dirt. 2 outs, 2 on. 2 strikes, 2 balls. Quinirons versus Basso. The 2-2. Swing and a pop fly to the right field side. It falls out of play for a foul ball. Quinirons stays alive, steps back into the righty batter's box with 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Base is open at first, but hitter on deck, Kevin Maluski, not a guy you want to face with runners in scoring position.
Maluski is 1 for 2 on the day, had a double his last at-bat. The 2-2. Popped in the air and fouled off yet again. He'll stay alive and keep the inning alive with 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 balls, and runners at second and third. It's still 0-0 in the bottom of the 5th. The Aces threatening to break the scoreless tie right here. Basso 1 strike away from ending the inning, though. And that's hit on a line to left field. That'll score 1. Plyer rounds from second, and he will also score. 2-0 Aces on a 2-out single from James Quinirons.
We saw Basso shake off Quinirons twice. He wanted that off speed. Looked like a changeup Really good job by Quinn Iron, hitting it very hard to the left.
First runs of the day come for the Aces. It's 2-0 ball game in the bottom of the 5th inning, and now Coach Adam Leader will talk with Owen Basso on the mound. He had 2 strikes on 3 straight batters and couldn't finish the job on any of them. 3 straight hits allowed, and now 2 runs have scratched across on Basso's accord.
Not something that Basso is typically used to. He's got a really good slider, really good changeup, so he's normally pretty good at finishing off hitters, but when you get to 2 strikes, can't be giving up that many 2-strike hits, Jish.
Basso already with 2 strikeouts on the day. He's got batters swinging, too, at his stuff early in the counts, but just with the payoff pitch, it never has worked. Maluski had doubled his last at-bat, has a runner at first, and takes one inside for ball 1. Basso goes fastball to attack Maluski first.
Basso is really slow to the plate. Has a really long leg kick. Keeps that foot in the air for a long time.
1-0. Too high, ball 2. Great snag from Aaron behind the dish to keep that one from going wild and keep Quinn Irons glued at first, the only base runner, with 2 outs and a 2-0 lead for the Aces. 2 outs, 2 balls, 1 on. High and inside, ball 3. Basso doesn't want to give Maluski another one he can put a barrel on. Homered last time he played the Cropdusters, doubled his last at-bat. Intentional walk, perhaps, is what Adam Leader told Basso to do. The 3-0 misses high and inside, ball 4. Maluski takes a base.
Sure, if Coach Leader wanted to intentionally walk him, he'd just put him on first, but certainly pitch around him is a possibility.
See if he'll swing at anything. He did not swing at anything. A 4-pitch walk. Bring J.P. Peltier up to bat.
Big fan of this walk-up song.
Same walk-up song as Ben Berger, the pitcher for the Cropdusters. It's a really popular one, and for good reason. Peltier takes the first one in the strike zone, low and inside for strike 1. Peltier 1 for 1 on the day with a walk as well, and some dazzling plays and defense at the shortstop position. The 0-1. Hit well and into the air to center. Coy Swanskin camps under it and makes the squeeze for out number 3. It finally brings this inning to bed. A loud clap of frustration from Basso. He was at 2 outs for 4 straight batters and finally gets the job done. The Aces score their first 2 runs in the bottom of this 5th to make it 2-0. Cropdusters have a chance to respond at the top of the 6th when we return. Stay with us here on YouTube. Ethan Houghtaling stays out on the mound for the Aces, pitching a shutout through 5 innings. Aces just gave him some bat support at the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-0 in favor of the home team. To the top of the 6th inning we go. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this pitching showdown down in Alexandria.
Jish, it's only a 2-run lead right now for the Aces, but that might be all they need with Houghtaling going the way he is on the mound.
Cropdusters left runners stranded at 2nd and 3rd the last inning, so they're putting the pieces together. Let's see if Janesco can get his first hit. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts, and he starts off all the same. Houghtaling in front with a strike. Off speed, finds the zone. The 0-1 with speed, but misses outside, ball 1.
2 ugly at-bats for Janesco to start, still getting his timing back, but to immediately be put in that 2-hole, gotta be a pretty good hitter.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Too far ahead of the sinker. And now Janesco is 1 strike away from a dubious 3rd strikeout. Houghtaling with the 1-2. Gets Janesco to swing. It's popped foul behind the plate and over the fence to stay alive at 1-2.
Janesco, not a guy that got a lot of reps at ECU.
No reps at all.
No reps at all. You know, that's really, really difficult thing to do because hitting's, you know, timing is everything with him.
1-2 the count. No outs and none on for the leadoff Janesco. Checked his swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Janesco pulled the bat up just before crossing the first base line. 2 balls to 2 strikes now for the leadoff hitter.
Doesn't look quite comfortable in the box yet.
2-2 the count. Base is empty. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Janesco put away on strikes for the 3rd time this afternoon.
Houghtaling has really shut down the top of this lineup. He's not allowed a lot of base runners this game.
All of Houghtaling's strikeouts have come on Jason Janesco. 2 hits, 3 walks, and no runs to speak of for the starter for Alexandria, going strong into his 6th inning. First pitch to Boma. In there, strike 1 on the fastball. His confidence at an all-time high after just striking out Janesco and with a 2-0 lead. 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He's well ahead of Ryan Boma, the 3-hole hitter. 0-2 the count. Boma leads the team in strikeouts. The 0-2. Too low, ball 3. Or, excuse me, ball 1 on the 3rd pitch. Imagine you jump from 0 to 3 balls. You'll take that any day of the week if you're a hitter. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Houghtaling sends 2 packing. The first 2 batters he sees go down on strikes.
Houghtaling really effective, filling up the strike zone. A lot of ugly swings on him today. Not a lot of hard contact.
So with the wind in his sails, Houghtaling faces the big bat of Jimmy Kirk. No base runners on and 2 outs in a 2-0 ball game at the top of this 6th inning. Jimmy Kirk, always one for a power swing, leads the team in homers and RBIs. First pitch. In there, looking strike 1.
Houghtaling really throwing Jimmy Kirk a lot of fastballs. Dangerous thing to do, Jish.
Kirk 0 for 2 on the day so far. Checks his swing, ball 1 outside.
Houghtaling, one of the few pitchers in the Ripken League that can go right at Jimmy Kirk.
The 1-1. Swing and a foul ball, strike 2. Kirk timed it well, just got the bottom of his bat on it. Sent into the dirt and backwards. 1 strike from a really quick inning for Houghtaling. 2 outs and none on in the top of the 6th. The 1-2. Kirk checks his swing, but he went around anyway. Strike 3. That'll put these Cropdusters to bed. 1, 2, 3.
In the middle of the 6th.
It's still a 2-0 ball game thanks to the strong arm of Ethan Houghtaling for the Aces. 2-0 in favor of the home team. Stay with us for the bottom of the 6th on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. It's 2-0 Aces after 6 innings on Cropdusters bats. Pitching is going strong for the Aces and the Cropdusters as well. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. But Owen Basso, the first reliever's day, is done after 2 innings. Allowed the first 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th frame in his last appearance. And it brings up Jaden Newton, the righty from East Stroudsburg, ready to deal in the bottom of this 6th inning.
Exactly the type of game you'd expect between these 2 teams. Low scoring. Pitching has been phenomenal today. Jaden Newton, another one of those guys that's gotten off to a good start.
It's Newton's first appearance out of the pen. He's started his only 2 appearances so far this season. He's gotten 6 scoreless innings thus far, with 7 strikeouts, just 2 hits and 4 walks to speak of.
Can't do much better than that, Jish.
Not much. He's one of 2 East Stroudsburg pitchers on the Cropdusters roster. His teammate Peyton Brannick got a start against the Southern Maryland Senators this past Saturday, a 10-0 shutout for the Cropdusters. And Newton's just as strong as his Warrior teammate. But before he faces the first batter, he'll talk things over with his catcher, Quinn Aaron. First time these pairing has gone together. Quinn Aaron just got here on Monday. E.J. Hankerson to lead off for the Aces this inning. Hankerson 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout his last at-bat. That was against Owen Basso. He'll have the responsibility of breaking in, and Jaden Newton first pitch high and inside for ball 1. 1-0 with no outs. Hit deep foul for strike 1. A loud crack of the bat from E.J. Hankerson, who settles back into his righty batter's box. The 1-1. Too low, ball 2. Jaden Newton going off speed for the first time. Doesn't find the strike zone. 2-1 with no outs. Inside of ball 3.
Newton really throws all his pitches from around the same arm slot, so it's really tough to tell. Hides his off-speed really well.
3-1. Hit on a line deep into left. Janesco runs up, slides, and makes the squeeze. A great athletic play from Jason Janesco, sliding like he was coming home. Glove on his hip, makes the grab, and robs E.J. Hankerson of a well-hit ball.
Janesco has put a really nice left field.
Makes the Cropdusters 1 out richer in the bottom of the 6th inning. They trail 2-0 to the Alexandria Aces. Amari Allen swings through his first pitch for strike 1. Allen 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. Swings through a low pitch again, strike 2.
Newton working extremely quick. See that a lot when a pitcher's dealing.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He's out of there. Another 3-pitch strikeout to Amari Allen. Jaden Newton gets his first of the afternoon. And that brings us to 2 outs in the bottom of this 6th inning, where the Aces lead the Cropdusters 2-0.
This game is just flying. In the 6th.
You know, I was taught one thing when I was, in broadcaster school: never comment on if a pitcher is throwing a perfect game, a no-hitter, and never comment on the time of the game, Jack. You might have just jinxed it. First pitch misses Sam Robertson high and inside for ball 1. Second pitch misses outside for ball 2.
You always got to comment on a no-hitter. You got to do your job.
You got to do your job. But you don't jinx it. There are certain things where you have to do your job. For a no-no, definitely not. The 2-0 fouled off for strike 1. I've heard your point of view, but I've heard plenty more people who do not agree with you.
Pretty controversial, I would say. I'd say a lot of broadcasters do both.
Hot take of the day. 2-1. Hit on a line to Jimmy Kirk, who slides, can't make the play at first. It goes into right field for a base hit. Sam Robertson gets on to bring up the bottom of the order, A.J. DePaulo.
He's had some nice swings today.
Designated hitter.
And also, just your way to say it. You don't have to say he's throwing a no-hitter. You could say scoreless, hitless through 5.
The Cropdusters are scoreless through 6. The Aces just scored their first 2 last inning. The bottom of the 6th, we have 2 outs. Newton, a throwback to first, not on time to catch Robertson, who slides back into first. DePaulo walked earlier this game, but that's the only time he got on base. Runner goes. It's skied foul for strike 1.
Really turned into a beautiful night here in Virginia.
The humidity not too bad. The sun is tucked away behind the clouds in left field. A really good field temperature-wise. A good environment. A lot of fans here today. The 1-1 misses high and away for ball 2. Not something we could say for a lot of these Ripken parks.
I'd say one of the better atmospheres in the Ripken League.
Absolutely. Throwback doesn't beat the slide from Robertson at first. So we remain with 2 outs and a runner at first. A 1-1 count at the plate. Another throwback for Newton. That's one thing he does a lot. He keeps the base runners on it.
He really does. We saw in his first outing of the year against the Senators, he would throw over 4 times in an inning.
The 1-1 misses. The throw to second on time for out number 3.
And that's why he does it, Jish. Throws over more than anyone I've ever seen. And it pays off right there.
When Aaron, the catcher, on the same page as the pitcher, easy cover from Sanchez to make the catch and tag. A caught stealing will end the 6th inning with no runs scoring for the Aces. Still 2-0 in favor of the home team as we head to the top of the 7th. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Two 2-0 the score. The Aces lead over the Cropdusters after 6 innings of play. Ethan Houghtaling, the starter for the Aces, still out there, and why not? He's pitching a shutout to these Cropdusters. They'll face off against the UPenn catcher, Quinn Aaron, to start things off the top of the 7th. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. Cropdusters have only got 2 hits across on this starter. Couple of walks as well, but no runs scored. That's the big one. Aaron, one of the batters who walks, takes the first pitch in there for strike 1. Aaron just ended the last inning with a caught stealing from behind the dish. The 0-1 misses inside, ball 1.
2 guys that have been very hot, Quinn Ahern and Coy Swanson. This is the part of the lineup that can get them back into this game.
Coy Swanson, the lefty, on deck. The 1-1 for Aaron. Takes it in the strike zone for strike 1. Thought about swinging. That would have been the right decision. Instead, brings it to 1-2. No outs and none on. With a 2-0 lead, the Aces ace delivers. 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3.
I don't know how far Aces are going to push Houghtaling tonight, but pitch count in a great spot. Got a lot of early outs, early on, quick outs, so he could go. He could go a long way, Jish.
They're hoping he can. It's very reminiscent of the last time the Aces played the Cropdusters. Zach Kwasny was out for 7 innings of work. Now, Houghtaling in his 7th inning. Swanson takes the first one high in the zone for strike 1. Swanson still looking for his first hit of the afternoon after going 2 for 4, yesterday. The 0-1. Right down the middle, strike 2. Houghtaling is dealing.
Swanson smoked a ball to right field last time.
The 0-2. Right down the middle, a 3-pitch strikeout. And Houghtaling is not slowing down. 2 outs gone in this 7th inning. Parker Fry up to bat. He got to hit his last at-bat.
Jish, you mentioned Kwasny's performance last time for the Aces. Houghtaling not as dominant, but just as effective.
The goose egg on the scoreboard for both Aces for the Aces. Fry takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1. Houghtaling works at lightning pace between his pitches. A few stretches, then right back to work with the 1-0. Too high, ball 2. After finding the zone 3 straight times against Swanson. He misses south, he misses north. Fry stands tall with a 2-0 count. 2 outs and none on in the top of the 7th. Fry takes it inside, ball 3.
Really is working fast, just turning us into auctioneers here.
1-2, or 3-0, excuse me. Fry's 1 for 2 on the day. Takes one right down the middle for strike 1. He doesn't like the call. Flipped his bat, anticipating a 4-pitch walk. But instead, the tall lefty has to step back into the box and go to work with a 3-1 count.
Almost got the elbow guard off.
3-1. Swing and a towering pop fly to right field. Quinn Irons makes the run up and the play for out number 3. A short run, but an effective one to put the inning away. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Cropdusters. 2 straight to bring us to the 7th inning stretch. Aces lead it 2-0 over the Cropdusters. Crops just have 6 more outs to fulfill this hole, but it's not over yet. Stay with us on YouTube. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call.
How about a hand for all of our...
Jaden Newton stays out for the Cropdusters after a very strong first inning where he allowed no runs, struck out 1, and only left 1 on base. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. It's 2-0 Aces over Cropdusters at the bottom of the 7th now. Cropdusters were shut out the last time they played the Aces, 7-0. And through 7 innings, they're being shut out again, still looking for their first run against Alexandria this season.
Dominant pitching performances from the Aces. It was Kwasny first time they played. Houghtaling tonight.
Designated hitter.
First up for the Aces is A.J. DePaulo. 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Was at bat in the last inning too, but didn't get to complete it after a caught stealing ended the inning. But DePaulo takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Too high again, ball 2. A loud thud off the backstop. It got out of the glove of Aaron as well behind the dish for the Cropdusters.
The first time we've been really up close seeing Jaden Newton pitch, and he's starting hard.
The 2-0. Too high again, ball 3. He's struggling with the elevation against the bottom of the order hitter. A very advantageous 3-0 count with no outs and none on for DePaulo. Here's the 3-0. Misses inside. A 4-pitch walk for DePaulo. And it brings up the top of the order where Tim Nicholson, is 2 for 3 on the day with a run as well.
Second run for DePaulo. Not a winning strategy just to walk the 9-hole hitter, especially with a guy like Tim Nicholson on that.
First pitch to Nicholson, high and inside, ball 1. 5 straight balls to start the 7th inning for Newton. A 2-0 Aces lead. With a runner on, that would be the 3rd. Runner goes, it's cracked into the outfield for a base hit, falls in right field. DePaulo rounds for 3rd, he'll get there where he stops his run. It brings runners to the corners with no outs in the bottom of the 7th, and the Aces have a chance to pour on to this 2-0 lead that they've built for themselves.
Really tough situation for Jaden Newton now. First and 3rd, nobody out for the heart of the order, but if anybody can get out of it, Jish, it's Jaden Newton. He's been incredible to start the season.
Newton has turned a double play by himself in both of his starts. One hit up the middle would do so again, but before he faces Ethan Plyer at the plate, he throws back, as he does all too often, to Tim Nicholson at first. First pitch kept on the ground to Jimmy Kirk, who fields it, tags up at first for the double play, and now a run down at second gets Nicholson out, but brings the runner home from 3rd. DePaulo makes it a 3-0 Aces lead after the double play.
We'll take that if you're the Cropdusters trading a double play for a run.
So it's 3-0 Aces, still within reach for the Cropdusters in the bottom of the 7th.
Jamie and his iron.
And 2 outs richer than where they were after the last batter. Brings up Jamie Quinn Irons, who brought in the first 2 runners on the day on a single his last at-bat. Takes one in the dirt, ball 1. 2 outs and none on for Quinn Irons. The Aces lead at 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Newton with a deep breath delivers from the stretch. Right down the middle, strike 1. A signal being shown to the infield, telling them to shift. The pitch misses high for ball 1 with a lot of heat. Ball 2, excuse me. It seems as though the adjustment was to Mac Lewis to play closer to the grass at 3rd base. The 2-1 finds the zone for strike 2, so Newton is just 1 strike away from ending the inning. The 2-2. High and inside, right at the hands for ball 3. A full count with the inning on the line. No runners on and 2 outs Aces lead at 3-0 in the bottom of this 7th. The 3-2. Too high, ball 4, Quinn Irons takes a base.
Newton missing high in the zone. Got to make an adjustment.
First baseman, Kevin.
Two great pitches to start off against Quinn Irons, but failed to finish the job. It brings up the cleanup hitter, Kevin Maluski. Walked his last at-bat, 1 for 2 on the day. It took just 4 pitches to walk him. He explodes on one to right field. Parker Fry locates it in the sun and makes the grab for out number 3. It'll leave a runner stranded. That's 1 run crosses for the Aces in the bottom of the 7th. Cropdusters have a 3-0 hole to dig out of at the top of the 8th. 6 outs to score 3 runs. Definitely doable for the Cropdusters still. We'll see at the top of the 7th. 3-0 Aces. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Oh, yeah. Ethan Houghtaling started the first 7 innings for the Aces, and his day is done. Still scoreless for the Cropdusters. It's 2-0. Thanks to Houghtaling. 7 innings pitched, just 2 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. He hands the baton to his first reliever, Paul Whitcop, who pitched against the Cropdusters last time they played. Only went 1 inning, but had 2 strikeouts with just 1 hit. Cropdusters will have to have a better outing against him this time to get on the scoreboard at all. It's 2-0 Aces. Top of the 8th we go.
Jish, pretty much every pitcher the Aces threw in that game is dominant, but Whitcop, very effective. The Cropdusters will get another look at him here.
Patrick Sanchez will lead off for the Cropdusters at the top of this 8th. 0 for 1 on the day with a walk his last at-bat. Was stranded at second. Cropdusters had 2 in scoring position in the 5th inning when he went down. So look at another chance to put some runs on the scoreboard.
As they say, Jish, it's getting late early for the Cropdusters. Not a lot of action on the bases tonight.
3-0 the Aces lead over the Crops. First pitch to Sanchez is swung and popped into the air to center field. Hankerson looks at it, but the shortstop Peltier tracks back and makes the play on the grass for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Paul Whitcop will take that any day of the week as he steps up to face the bottom of the order, Mac Lewis. Lewis playing third base today is 0 for 2. First pitch, low in the dirt, ball 1.
Lewis got off to a really hot start in his first game or two. Settled down a little bit since then.
0 for 2 on the day, 333 his batting average on the season. The 1-0. Too low, ball 2. Lewis staying patient against the first reliever. Someone he saw, he was one of the few Cropdusters who played in both of these Aces games. 2-0 the count from the windup. Hit high in the air to left field. Amari Allen chases up, but Peltier runs back on the grass to rob him of a hit. For out number 2, so 2 pop-outs to start the inning. The Cropdusters have just 4 more outs to surmount a 3-run lead against the Aces.
Hitter Josh Reinhold.
There's not a lot of hard contact for the Cropdusters tonight.
Just 2 hits still for the Crops. So the Aces lead at 3-0. Reinhold, the top of the order hitter, takes one in the zone for strike 1. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. It's been a struggle again for the Cropdusters against the Aces. 0-1 the count from the windup. Skips away from the catcher, but misses low for ball 1. 1-1 the count for Reinhold. With 2 outs in the top of this 8th inning, the Crops trail 3-0. The 1-1. Low and inside, ball 2. Reinhold takes one at the knees. Two one, 2 outs, none on. Crops trail by 3. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Reinhold a little too quick on the swing. The ball skips under his bat to even things up with a ballerina count, 2-2. 2 outs and none on. Did he go around on the check swing as the ball skips off the dirt? He did not. So a full count for the leadoff Reinhold. With the inning on the line, no base runners on. A very lucky break for Josh Reinhold to not get that bat around. A smart take in time.
Just always working himself into full counts, long at bats.
The full count with 2 outs. Top of the 8th on the line here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a well-hit ball to right. Twin Irons camps under it and makes the final out of the top of the 8th. Cropdusters have gone through an entire lineup in order. No hits, no walks in the last 3 innings. Aces lead 3-0 to the bottom of the 8th we go. The Cropdusters offense has yet to come to life, but they'll have one more opportunity. First, it's the Aces with a chance to put some insurance runs on at the bottom of the 8th. Stay with us on YouTube. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. Three 0 the score at the bottom of the 8th. The Aces lead over the Cropdusters. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. Jack, we were worried about our cars being parked in the center field, outfield before the game. If there's a home run ball that's headed there, that's maybe a windshield. I've already had a sunroof broken this season, but so far, no fireworks have flown. No ball has even come remotely close to center field. I know you moved your car out of fear, Jack, but you really didn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, I'm thinking now I didn't have to do that. Nothing even close. Been an extremely low-scoring affair.
It's 3-0. The Aces lead over the Cropdusters. The shortstops, J.P. Peltier up to bat. The 3-0 lead. Takes one in the zone for strike 1. Jaden Newton still out there for the Cropdusters. Having an all-right day through 1 inning, just 2 hits. A walk and 2 strikeouts. Caught Peltier swinging through the 0-1 for strike 2. Newton working quick from the windup. 0-2 misses outside, ball 1.
Newton trying to shut down the Aces. Give the Dusters a chance to come back in this one.
Peltier 1 for 2 on the day. Swings through, strike 3. A great placed high changeup from Jaden Newton. Fools the batter and sends him back to the dugout fruitless. Cropdusters 1 out closer to getting the ball back in their bats and potentially tying this game. Hankerson, the next batter, takes one inside for ball 1. Hankerson, the center fielder from the University of Maryland. The 1-0 misses high for 2 balls to no strikes and just 1 out. Base is empty, and the bottom of this 8th. It's in there for strike 1. Newton regains control and gets back on a 2-1 count. 2-1. Steps in, doesn't swing, strike 2. Ball placed in the low inside corner to even things up. 2-2, Newton works. Hit foul right towards the fence. Where we're sitting, we both had to dodge a little bit, even though it was never going to hit us. That'll keep Hankerson alive at the plate. The 2-2. Swing and another foul.
After the Thunderbolts game, I was a little scarred with the amount of
Got some
foul balls back.
battle scars, some shell shock.
Right behind home plate there.
2-2 hit on a line deep into center field. Swanson dives for it but can't make the play. It's running back to the wall, and Hankerson runs for 2. He doesn't stop his run, going for 3. The cutoff, the throw, back to third, not in time. E.J. Hankerson hits a triple. No, he's going home. The throw off line, it's in the park. Home run is not to be. The tag is on time for E.J. Hankerson. Got a little too greedy with a triple. Tried coming home, couldn't do it. The throw was on time. Robs him of an inside the park home run.
Patrick Sanchez looked like he lost the grip on that ball, getting the cutoff from Coy Swanson in center, spiked it straight into the ground, went into left field. Hankerson thought he could score from home, and a great throw by Janesco to nail him at the plate.
A huge throw from the ECU left fielder to keep the score at just 3-0. The Aces almost with some fireworks. The first home run of the day did not come off of E.J. Hankerson's bat. We'll see if it comes off of Amari Allen's bat. He's 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts. Newton gives him the first pitch. Low and away, ball 1.
That's about as close as it gets at home plate.
The 1-0. Too low, ball 2. Newton working at lightning pace. Almost like there's a major league pitch clock on. The 2-0 is on the way. High but in there, strike 1. Good fastball from Jaden Newton to kiss the outside corner. 2-1 the count, 2 outs, none on. Allen stares at a strike right down the middle, strike 2.
Maury Allen hitless today.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a line drive right into the glove of Boma at second for out number 3. The Cropdusters have one more chance to climb a 3-run hole and avoid a second shutout to these Alexandria Aces. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman for a winner-takes-all top of the 9th. Stay with us here on YouTube. One more shot for the Cropdusters at the top of the 9th awaits. The Aces lead the visiting Cropdusters 3-0. With a new pitcher on the mound, that's Jesse Spector, the closer of the last game. Back at First Responder Field on the 7th of June. He closed a shutout that time, and he looks to do so again. The Aces lead 3-0 in the top of the 9th. Jason Janesco to lead off and potentially get the rally started for the Cropdusters. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for the top of this 9th.
Cropdusters at the middle of the order trying to get it done to complete the comeback, and they're going to have to face a really tough pitcher in Spector. You mentioned Cropdusters saw him when they played the Aces at home. He's a guy who throws very hard, very good stuff.
Spector had one scoreless inning to slam the door on the Cropdusters the last time they played. No strikeouts, no walks, no hits, no runs. Just weak contact and ground outs. And now he comes in with a chance to save the game. Up against Jason Janesco first. Janesco 0 for 3 on the day. 3 strikeouts. But now it's crunch time. Let's see if Jason Janesco can come alive right now. No outs, none on at the top of the 9th. Crops trail 3-0. Janesco hits one up the middle. Finally not a strikeout. Peltier, the shortstop, can't handle it. And Janesco reaches base on a fielding error for the first time in the Cropdusters uniform. And that's exactly what you need if you're the Cropdusters to get the rally started.
Janesco put pressure on the defense and came away with a base runner at first.
No outs and a runner at first. Cropdusters trail 3-0 with Ryan Boma up to bat. Still hitless on the day, but Tapping the cross on his chest before he goes up to bat this time. Swings and lines one into left field. Allen tracks up, makes the squeeze for out number one. A bang-bang play between two Sherwood teammates. And now that brings up the big Jimmy Kirk with one out.
Ball was hit extremely hard just right at Allen. Unfortunate luck for the Cropdusters.
Allen in the right place at the right time, playing further up in the infield, in the outfield, closer to the infield to rob Ryan Boma of a hit. Now here comes Jimmy Kirk, hitless on the day with a strikeout. With a runner at first and one out, here's the pitch. Kirk takes one in the zone, strike one.
Aces seem to have the book on Kirk, playing him opposite field. A little bit of a shift going on. Allen basically in left center.
The 0-1. Kirk hits one up the middle, outside of the glove of Spector, the pitcher. The shortstop Peltier makes the throw on the run, but it doesn't beat the run from Kirk. An infield single puts the tying run to the plate. It's Quinn Ayrn, the UPenn catcher.
Infield single and an error gives the Cropdusters the base runners, Jish, and now they're one swing away from tying it.
Quinn Ayrn hit one home run this past spring at UPenn. Another one would tie this game up. One out and two runners on. Double play would end the game. The first pitch. Too low, ball one. Ayrn walked. He got a hit. He's been one of the more productive offensive players for the Cropdusters this outing. 1-0. Too far outside. Ball two.
Big power threat on deck, Jish, and Coy Swanson almost had two homers last night.
2-0 the count. One out and runners at second and first. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle, strike one. Spector gains some ground back over Quinn Ayrn. Time called at first base. A pinch runner is going on for Jimmy Kirk. That is Griffin Puvel. So the Cropdusters pulling out all the stops late in the game, trying to get their best base runners on. That's crucial to avoid a double play if Quinn Ayrn hits one on the ground. With one out at the top of the ninth, the Cropdusters trail 3-0 with two base runners on. Quinn Ayrn with a 2-1 count at the plate. Spector, the Westchester righty, takes a look back and delivers. Too far inside, ball three. A good eye from Ayrn.
A lot of good takes from Ayrn in this at-bat. Very disciplined.
3-1 the count. One out with two runners on the pitch. Ayrn takes it low, ball four. Bases are loaded. In the top of the ninth, the go-ahead run, Coy Swanson, is up to bat. He hit a home run last night. A double last night to bring in more runs. But still hitless today. He can play the hero right now, but he might have to do it against a new pitcher, as there's a meeting on the mound between the catcher Nicholson, the pitcher Spector, and the coach Chris Bursett.
It's really only been one time this game where the Cropdusters had runners in scoring position, threatening again in the ninth, and it's going to be one of those long talks where they're just really trying to get the reliever hot in the bullpen.
A lot of speed on the base paths, too, if Swanson puts one in play. Janesco at third, Griffin Puvel at second, pinch running, and Quinn Ayrn, a catcher with a lot of speed, beat out a throw in his first game for an infield single. No, he's pinch ran for Brian Scott. So they're pulling out all the stops, putting all they can, all the speed they can on the base paths. Brian Scott, another one of those speedy outfielders.
The fastest guys on the team.
Bases loaded. One out. Crops trail by 3. Swanson keeps it on the ground. It nails off the head of the first baseman. Swanson reaches first safely, and the Cropdusters have their first run. Janesco scores from third to make it 3-1 Crops in the top of the ninth. Go-ahead run is at first base with Parker Fry up to bat.
Luckily, Maluski looks to be okay at first. That was a scary play, Jish.
One that just took a late bounce right into his helmet. Or his hat, excuse me. He takes it off, and it seems that he's good to go, but got his bell rung by a chopper from Coy Swanson. Claps from the audience around. He's a trooper. He's staying out there.
Thankfully, he's okay. Got a bad hop there, and Jish, here we go.
Pinch hitter now into the game for Parker Fry. It's Carter Hines. No home runs on the season, but one of the better averages for the Cropdusters this season. Had a hit in yesterday's game, multiple hits in his 5 previous starts. Hines settles in with 1 out and bases loaded at the top of the 9th. The Cropdusters trail 3-1. First pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. Spector showing no fear against one of the Cropdusters' best hitters. Carter Hines hitting north of 400 this year. Tying run is at second base. If he puts one in the outfield, we could go to the bottom of the 9th. Second one right down the middle as well, strike 2. Carter Hines has to settle in down 0-2. Jesse Spector attacking the strike zone early. A huge at-bat. It doesn't get bigger for this than the Cropdusters. 3 on, 1 out. 2 strikes and no balls, the pitch. 2 low, ball 1. Carter Hines shows no fear. Hines, the righty from Shippensburg, hit well over 360 in college, over 400 early in the season. The 1-2. Hines takes it low, ball 2, low and away.
I'm getting nervous just watching this.
2-2 the count. Hines has brought in 6 runners already this year, with 2 in scoring position and another on base. The 2-2. Too low, skips off the dirt. Good block from Nicholson behind the dish to keep the runners glued, and it brings the count full. So now a walk would bring in a run. Carter Hines was down 0-2, and he's worked it all the way back to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hearts racing here at Frank Mann Field. Bases loaded. 1 out. Crops trail by 3. Spector. A look at third in the delivery. Hit up the middle. Spector fields it. This could be 2. The throw to first is on time, and to home is 2, but he's safe at first. Tag was not on time. The throw to home, was good for out number 2, but it keeps the bases loaded on a fielder's choice.
Walewski dropped the ball at first. That could have been a double play.
That would have ended the game, Jack. Instead, we're just at 2 outs with bases loaded. And Patrick Sanchez, the shortstop, up to bat. Tim Nicholson barking orders out to his infield with 2 outs. Props trail 3-1 at the top of the 9th inning. A ground ball ends it. A hit into the outfield can extend it. Bases loaded. Spector the delivery. Too far outside, ball 1. Pat Sanchez, still hitless today, but his first hit would be huge. 1-0 the count. Bases loaded, 2 outs to the top of the 9th. Crops trail by 2. 2 low, ball 2. Getting encouragement from his dugout, Sanchez takes a step out and back into the righty batter's box. He's made some great plays defensively. Is this where the offense comes alive? Spector the 2-0. Too far inside. 1 ball away from another run. It's 3-0 the count. 2 outs and bases loaded at the top of the 9th. Spector is missed all around the compass. Can he put one in? The 3-0. High and away. Ball 4. Brian Scott walks home from third. And now the tying run is 90 feet away with the bottom of the order, Mac Lewis, up to bat with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. It doesn't get bigger than this.
Nicholson's going to go have a conversation with his pitcher. Tying run 90 feet away. 2 outs, Jish. So what a high-pressure situation.
This is where baseball becomes entirely a mental game. Who's going to croak first? Yesterday, the Aces tied things up in the top of the 9th themselves against the Southern Maryland Senators before losing in the bottom of the 9th in walk-off fashion. Whoever wins this game holds sole possession of the best record in the Cal Ripken League through 12 games. Aces lead 3-2 in the top of the 9th with 2 outs and bases loaded. First pitch from Spector finds the zone, strike 1 to rapturous applause from the Aces home crowd. 0-1 the count for Mac Lewis back at the plate with bases loaded, 2 outs. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 1. Mac Lewis sees it well. He evens things up with a ball and a strike. 2 outs and no room to breathe. Bases loaded at the top of the 9th. Just 1 out away from the game. That is hit well into left. It's dying early. Amari on the long run. He makes the grab to end the game.
That's the ball game.
Run from Amari Allen to Rob McLewis of what would have been the go-ahead RBI single. Ends the game. It's 3-2. The Aces hold off a late comeback from the Cropdusters.
Doesn't get any closer than that, Jish. McLewis put a really nice swing on it. That ball was dying in left field, and Amari Allen with a tremendous catch to put the game on ice.
Amari Allen went 0 for 3 at the plate, but made the biggest play defensively to hold on to the best record in the Cal Ripken League. The Aces, with a 3-2 win, move to 7-4 in the season. The Cropdusters fall back to 500 at 6-6. A valiant effort late, but no cigar for the Cropdusters. It's been a fun one to call. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow as the Cropdusters take on the Braves down in South County. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.